Hi, my name is Ed Bronstein, and I'm an artist. A number of years ago, when I was a practicing architect, I watched my daughter in high school agonizing over her art homework, and I thought her work looked terrific. Where did she get this? I bet I could do this. And I asked for a paint set for Christmas, and I got it. Tried to paint, and I had no idea what I was doing, so I decided to take a course at the Academy. That was about 25 years ago. I've taken courses almost every year. Eventually, I became an artist.
Ed is my brother. I'm his older sister, Marlene Bronstein-Dubin. And Ed was always an artist and an architect from the time he was a kid. He was always drawing plans at night. One time my dad, in the middle of the night, walked into his room because there was a thunderstorm and he wanted to close the windows. Ed was under the covers with a flashlight. He said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm redesigning the Newark airport." So that was the kind of kid he was. He was always planning things, and after he gave up architecture, he became a full-time artist, and he's very good at it. I love his work, the looseness, and he paints on the spot. A lot of his work is done outside. He bikes over to where he's working.
The media I started with was pastel, which I love doing as quick sketches out in the country. The medium that I have done most over the years is oil. I've picked up along the way gouache as well. I also have drawings, pen and ink, and sometimes I color them and sometimes I don't, and sometimes I use gouache over them as a sort of a thin water medium, and sometimes I use it as a thick medium. It's all sort of experimenting each time I do something. I paint things around me. It's my life and the things that appeal to me. I paint dogs because I have a dog. I go down to the dog park a lot. When I'm in the city, I do cityscapes. When I'm in the country, I do landscapes. Sometimes when I'm sitting outside, I'll just do a drawing, a pen drawing. If it feels right, I'll continue on with gouache or watercolor. I recently did some sketching at the Athenaeum. It started off being just some ink sketching, and then I added color later. At one time I was in a class at the Mainline Art Center on nude painting. My teacher, Giovanni Cassaday, I said to him, "I'm hating this course right from the beginning. I don't like this space. I don't really want to paint nudes." He said, "Well, go ahead outside and see if you see anything out there." So I painted the parking lot across the street. I seem to like trucks and cars. My wife thinks of those as my boy paintings. I like seeing humor.
I think I'm in the presence of the grandchildren of the artist. Is that correct?
Yes.
One of you guys pitched a losing game. Are you disappointed?
Yeah.
What was the score?
13-4.
Anyway, did he make you jump over and over again so he could paint you?
He took a picture of us in midair and painted it.
What do you think of your grandfather's art career?
He's a really good painter. It's pretty cool. It rocks.
Have your birthday present checks been smaller since he stopped being an architect and became an artist?
No. Nope. No.
So he's a successful artist?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I like seeing color, and particularly what sun and shadow does to color.
I see a lighthouse. Where's that?
Last summer, my wife and I went to Castine, Maine. There was a course being taught by Paul Dussault. Because I was kind of a friend of his, he'd been a teacher. I was hoping to get some input from Paul, so I joined the course and had some fun. Since I became an artist, I've started finding people whose work I loved. I got a book about Fairfield Porter. I love his work. And then there were the San Francisco Bay Area Impressionists. David Park, Elmer Bischoff, and Diebenkorn was one of them. My most recent influence is George Bellows. I had only known his boxer paintings, and there was a show in Washington which went to New York and then to London. I heard it was wonderful, so I bought the whole catalog from him and I read about his life. He had done a lot of cityscapes. What I became particularly enamored of was the way he had layers in his cityscapes of the foreground, midground, and background. So I've been working on that as an issue for me for a while. What I want people to get from my work is the kind of joy that I have for things around me, people around me, for the life that I see, for flowers in the spring. This past winter, which was a terrible time, I painted looking out the window, but I put flowers in the foreground. It's about my life in a way, my visual life. I see myself as leaving a record of my own experience, which I have loved, and my own surroundings, which I continue to love.
It sounds like since you became an artist, you've had a very happy life.
I have indeed. My life here in the city is pretty wonderful at this point. After working for 30 years full-time as an architect, this is my current love, is my painting.
And he's just so creative at everything he does. I'm his biggest fan, I think.
I think Ed is very lucky to have you as a sister. You're a lovely human being.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. He is too. He's a good guy in so many ways.
Good guy, good artist, and good grandfather. Anybody have a problem with that?
No.